Today, me and my group mates, Brianna, Atika, and Stacy, will be presenting Chapter 2, Types of Retailers, based on the documentary Buy Now, The Shopping Conspiracy. We will be diving into the different forms of retailers and how they influence consumer behavior, with a focus on how marketing strategies and sales environments shapes the way we shop. Today, I want to introduce you to a powerful and eye-opening documentary titled Buy Now, The Shopping Conspiracy, released in 2024 and directed by Nick Stacy. This film dives deep into the darker side of retail, exposing the manipulative tactics used by big companies to keep us constantly buying. We are talking about things like planned obsolescence, where products are made to break down quickly, and persuasive advertising that pushes us to want more even when we don't need it. The documentary takes a bold step by exposing major firms like Amazon, Apple, and Adidas, using real insider interviews. These testimonies reveal just how deeply these tactics are woven into the strategy of global corporations. One of the most unique features of the film is it uses an AI assistant named Sasha. Sasha walks us through the 5 Breslev rules of profit, which is sell more, waste more, lie more, hide more, and control more. This AI guide helps to break down complex ideas in a way that's both engaging and easy to understand. But this documentary isn't just about corporate strategies. It's also a wake-up call. It shows how our shopping habits and the constant push for more lead to serious environment damage, from mass production to global waste. Ultimately, Buy Now, The Shopping Conspiracy is about awareness. It encourages us to take a step back, rethink our consumption, and make more informed, mindful choice. It reminds us that behind every product we buy, there's a bigger picture on the effects the planet and our future.
So next I'm going to present about analysis and discussion. So the first one is sell more. Retail strategies are carefully engineered to drive not just purchases but more purchases. So the first one is superstores and hypermarkets leverage wide product assortment to trigger excess buying. The more variety on display, the more likely consumers are to pick up items they didn't plan on purchasing. So the next one is bulk buying and layout design play a key role in encourage impulse purchases. Products are strategically placed to guide traffic flow and tempt shoppers at every turn. So the next one is in the online space. Tailor product recommendation to individual behavior, while flash sales and limited time offers create agency, pushing consumer to buy on impulse. So overall, both physical and digital are not just designed to meet existing needs. They are built to stimulate ones, encouraging shoppers to spend more than they are initially intended. Okay, so the next one is waste more. The first one is retail overstock is a major issue, which is particularly in fast fashion and food, where unsold inventory often ends up in landfills rather than being reused or recycled. So the next one is seasonal trends, and the need for attractive shelf appearance are often prioritized over long-term sustainability, leading to constant product turnover and excess disposal. And the last one is off-price. Retailers frequently sell low-quality goods at cheap price. These items are typically used only a few times before being thrown away, fueling a cycle of short-term consumption and long-term waste.
The next analysis and discussion is LIME More. The first one is psychological pricing, BOGO. It means buy one get free one. Fake markdowns manipulates buyer perception. The second one is factory outlets often sell products labeled as clearance or overstock. And the last one is greenwashing, where brands market themselves as eco-friendly or sustainable for marketing.
Hide more. Concealing the truth behind retail. Let's talk about something we often overlook. What really goes on behind the scenes of the products we buy. In today's retail landscape, formats like e-commerce, franchising, and direct selling are designed for speed and convenience. But in the process, they also hide a lot. These models obscure labor conditions, sourcing practices, and the environmental impact of productions. What we see as consumer is a clean, polished front, fast website, attractive packaging, and appealing ads. But behind this, branding is often a very different reality. Many retailers outsource their production to countries with weak labor laws, yet they rarely disclose where their products came from, such as factory names, working conditions, or even the wages of the workers, especially in industries like fast fashion and electronic. This lack of transparency hides serious issues: sweatshop labor, pollution from textile dyes, and massive electronic waste. Even with e-commerce platforms, it's difficult for consumers to trace the true origin of what they are buying. Minimal descriptions, lack of human interaction, and automated transactions create a buffer that shields unethical practices. Ultimately, consumers are left disconnected. We don't see the full story, just the end product. And by staying in the dark, we unknowingly support systems that exploit people and the planet. So, the next time something seems too cheap to be the truth, it probably is. The real cost is being paid somewhere else by someone else.
Hi everyone, so this slide is about strategy called Control More, which shows how large retailers dominate not just the market, but also how we shop and think. They use data from things like loyalty cards and browsing history to shape ads, pricing, and store layouts, like all designed to make us spend more. Next is supply chains are centralized, meaning small suppliers are pressured to lower costs and meet strict rules, or they get pushed out. Next is loyalty program might feel like perks, but they're really tools to influence spending, turning habits into personalized sales traps. And finally, franchisees have limited freedoms, since corporate control most decisions, like from pricing to product selection. So in short, Control More is about shaping both market and mind, giving big retailers massive power over what we buy and how we buy it.
My personal reflection on overproduction at H&M. During my time working at H&M, I saw firsthand how much production happens behind the scenes and how much that pressure to constantly clear inventory shapes retail decisions. New collections were introduced regularly, even while older stock remained unsold. This led to a cycle where surplus product piled up, often sitting in storage for long periods. Eventually, these items were either deeply discounted or discarded, just to make room for more. While I work in inventory management, I saw racks of clothing and accessories sitting untouched, waiting for sales that might never come. It became clear that profitability was prioritized far above sustainability. The environmental impact, waste, overuse of resources and pollution seemed like an afterthought. This experience really reinforced my belief that fast-paced retail systems are built to encourage overconsumption and unnecessary waste. As a consumer and someone who's seen the system up close, I believe we need a shift. Retailers should adopt made-to-order models that align production with actual demand. Rather than flooding the market, they could produce thoughtfully and avoid waste. Consumers also have a role to play. We can make a difference by choosing quality over quantity, supporting brands that value sustainability, and being more mindful of how and why we shop. Only then can we move towards a retail model that's responsible, ethical, and better for both people and the planet.
Okay, so individual reflection, I choose Watson as example. So the first one is daily waste in retail. Retail stores generate a large amount of waste every day. This includes excessive packaging, return products, and unsold items. These materials often end up in landfills, contributing to environmental harm. Second one is return goods discard. Many return products, even if still usable, are not restocked due to company policies or hygiene concerns. Instead, they are thrown away, which increase unnecessary waste. And the last one is need for repair or recycle programs and mindful consumerism. It's implementing repair and recycling programs can help extend product life and reduce waste. At the same time, encouraging mindful consumerism where shoppers buy only what they need and think about long term. That's all for me.
For my individual reflection, based on my personal experience working at Padini, where I realized that some eco-friendly labels were just for marketing. For example, they use plastic packaging even though they claim to be eco-friendly, and only a small number of products actually had sustainable materials. This made me more aware of greenwashing, and now I believe companies should be more transparent and honest in their sustainability efforts.
For my individual reflections, I focused on how retail promotions can lead to impulsive buying, which something I noticed a lot during my time with Guardian. Stores often push buy one, get one deals or limited time offers that make customers buy more than they need. Sadly, this often leads to waste, as many of those items ended up unused or thrown away. One moment that stood out to me was seeing return items get discarded just because it was too expensive to restock them. That really made me think about how wasteful the system can be when purchases aren't thoughtful. I believe both retailers and consumer can do better. So store could offer resale, repair or rental service, and as buyers, we should try to shop more concisely, like only getting what we truly need. In conclusion, the shopping conspiracy delivers a powerful critique of the modern retail system, revealing how it intentionally promotes overconsumption for profit. The documentary emphasized how business manipulate consumer behaviors using marketing psychology, pushing people to make unnecessary purchases by linking products to emotion, identity, and social status. However, the documentary is not just a condemnation of retail practices, it also empowers viewers with actionable solutions. It encourages consumers to buy less, prioritize quality over quantity, and support ethical and sustainable brands. By showing the consequences of unchecked consumption and the hidden costs behind cheap, but most importantly, it emphasized that consumers hold the power to demand transparency and reform. Every purchase is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in, like one that values sustainability, fairness, and long-term responsibility over short-term profit.